Hi, I'm Skinny Cheeks. Just wanted to talk about Azureblight real quick. I made a video covering several of the gear set changes in update 44. However, there was something about Azureblight that I didn't understand correctly, and turns out it is still insanely good for group play. Now, I wasn't telling people to decon their Azureblight. I did mention that I thought it was going to be good on several fights in the game, but I definitely didn't think it would be as strong as it still is. So what did I get wrong? Well, the cooldown was increased from a half second to 1 second, and I thought that this meant that the explosion could not go off more than once per second. However, this cooldown is for the wearer of the set only, not for the effect in general. So let's say 6 people are wearing Azureblight, they each have their own 1 second cooldown that they can trigger the explosions on. So let's go over how Azureblight works to explain this a little further. Azureblight is triggered from dot damage, as you all know, and the first dot that damages an enemy puts a stacking debuff onto that enemy. Whoever deals that first tick of damage essentially owns that first Azureblight proc. However, anyone can contribute to these stacks that build up, which is why they build up and explode so quickly in a group. But that first person who damaged the target will register as dealing the damage to the target when Azureblight reaches 20 stacks and explodes. So essentially over the course of a fight, there will be lots of trading off of who owns the procs based on RNG of when the explosion happens and who has that next tick of damage that starts the stacks building again. So a single Azureblight wearer cannot trigger this more than once per second. However, for a group of Azureblight wearers, this doesn't really make much of a difference because RNG will be divvying out who has the procs anyways, and there is no global 1 second cooldown like I was assuming. So if you couple that with the new scaling, which I also went over in my last video, Azureblight's really not that much worse on 2 targets, really about even on 3 targets, and actually superior to the older version at 4 or more targets. Not to mention we have new percent boosts that are available to boost Azureblight even higher, such as 6% from the Banner Bearer skill and 12% from the VMA two-hander. So we are seeing Azureblight ticks reach far beyond what they were in previous patches. So yeah, I was wrong. I thought Azureblight would be a niche option, but it is still really good for non-single target focused fights in the game. So I apologize. I just wanted to make this video to clear that up. Enjoy those Azureblight booms for update 44. While putting this video together, I did find out a bit of other news. It seems as though ZOS has changed PTE to cost Vitality now when used in combat. For those that don't know, these are the keys that you can press to navigate the menus on PC to immediately leave an instance. And at some point doing this started being referred to as PTE for short. Well, what some players have been doing is using this during mechanics that are particularly tough or when they know they are about to die, to avoid losing vitality for their run. Then they can just port back into the instance and join back into the encounter in progress. It's pretty unethical in my opinion to do this, but ZOS has never actually come out and stated that it is a bannable offense as far as I know. So I think more people just started feeling comfortable doing it. Well, they have changed this now so that doing so will remove vitality if used in combat. So no more cheesing and no death run with this method. I think this is a great change. This is actually one of the suggestions we gave them a while back when they actually turned off the ability to PTE in combat altogether to try and combat this behavior. We said, hey, this is more annoying to all the innocent people out there. Why not just remove vitality if someone does it? That way everyone else that isn't exploiting doesn't have to be inconvenienced with this solution. So I'm glad they ended up going this route. However, in them introducing this, they also made it so that a disconnect during combat reduces vitality, and I really don't think this one is a good idea. I've had multiple trial trifectas where someone DC'd, but we still ended up having that perfect run, and now none of those would have counted with this new system. I think this is going to negatively impact way more players than whatever good it might do from stopping a few people from trying to pull the plug on their internet to avoid a mechanic. I guess that's their fear there, but really disconnects are not too uncommon, and I see a whole new layer of frustration being added if all of a sudden you have to reset an instance because someone DC'd. I could even see some groups starting to boot people that have a tendency to DC more than others if this change stays, and this just seems like a rough dynamic to have to deal with. So we'll see what happens with all this. Hopefully they can somehow have it where it's only PTE in combat that removes vitality. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what y'all are thinking about update 44 so far. Big thanks to those that have supported with Patreon and YouTube memberships, and a special thanks to these folks here. I really couldn't keep doing this without you. I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.